Peace. Yo, this is Lord Supreme. I'm up here at the casino, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? But the overall reason for this video is because I wanted to be able to take the time to build with some of the brothers and sisters that are just coming into the knowledge of themselves or on this journey of knowledge of themselves, and want to be able to understand how to learn or see what best way fits them when it comes down to somebody teaching them. Now, normally what ends up happening is, it all depends on the person's mentality. When I say the person's mentality, meaning where they are at in the stage of their life where they're able to be receptive of the knowledge that is given to them. Now, today's mathematics is understanding knowledge. So what that basically means is you have to see the way that you learn things. You have to be able to be concise and clear on how you learn things when it comes down to your educator teaching you the things that you want to learn or the things that you need to know in regards to enhance or to advance or to move forward and progress in your life. Now, overall, everybody doesn't learn the same way. Everybody doesn't. So the thing is that you got to realize that, and this goes to many educators, that when it comes down to especially teaching women or teaching people that have a mental disability or the ability not to comprehend as fast, you have to be extremely patient, and you have to be able to understand where they're at mentally as far as, the way that they think, the way that they operate, the way that they function, because you could be dealing with somebody that has a mental disability and they don't learn as fast. And what ends up happening is you end up throwing a lot of information to them, telling them to research and study, but they might not be able to comprehend. So I wanted to do this video for all the brothers and sisters that's coming into the knowledge of themselves. Whether their educator is a man, God or earth, it all depends on who you are as an individual. You have to find out the way that you can receive the knowledge in a way where it's conducive to your growth and development. And when I say conducive to your growth and development, I mean it helps you establish a way of receiving the knowledge in a way where you can grasp the concept easily without being frustrated or without being what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm gonna use the word pissed off, because some people, it makes them upset and it makes them, very, very, it makes it feel like it's a complex situation for them to grasp the concept of the knowledge that they're being received. So what I'm saying is this, overall, is that the way that you learn, you have to let your educator know that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just a matter of communication, letting your educator know, like, listen, no disrespect, but I learned this way because it's much more easier for me to grasp the concept of understanding the knowledge that you're giving me, so that way when it comes time for me to live out this way of life or this culture, I won't have a difficult time because I know how to apply the concepts or the principles. Another thing that needs to be understood is when it comes down to educator and student, the educator has to have more than one avenue on how to teach. You can't teach somebody the same way all the time. Everybody doesn't get it. You don't teach a grown man what would you teach an adult, because they might not grasp the concept as fast. So what am I saying? What am I saying is the simple fact that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, you being an educator, you being a person that has the knowledge of self and qualified to teach, you should be able to teach the people in a way where it's conducive, where it's beneficial, and it's not as frustrating for them. Because sometimes they can easily get frustrated with the educator because of the way that he's teaching them. You know what I'm saying? So, as being an educator or being a person that's qualified for 120, you have to realize that you have to have more than one way or more than one avenue on how to teach a student when they're coming into the knowledge of themselves. Because like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, you don't know whether or not where that person is mentally. So you have to be a little understanding. And the key thing in understanding is patience. If your educator is not as patient with you as he's supposed to be, then you guys need to come to an understanding with each other as far as the knowledge that he's giving you or the knowledge that you're receiving in order for you to be successful in your undertakings. So I wanted to do this video for all the brothers and sisters that are obtaining knowledge themselves and maybe finding a hard time to grasp the concept of what the educator or what the enlightener is teaching them or what the teacher is teaching them. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a good example of that. That's like you going to school, right? That's like you going to school and the teacher is, let's say your math teacher. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, most of us, we dealt with math and we dealt with different teachers on how they teach their methodology or their approach. And maybe the teacher is teaching you in a way where you're not getting it at all. So what's end up happening is you end up giving up easily. You end up like getting frustrated, getting pissed off. You end up just shutting down because you don't know whether or not this teacher has a different level of approach on how to teach you. You know, teaching when it comes down to individuals, you have to know where they're at. The educator, the educator is not supposed to teach where he's at. He's supposed to teach where they're at. So that basically means, right? If I'm just coming out of whether it be a relationship, whether it be a dire situation, I have to understand where the student is that I'm teaching as far as mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. You can't just go giving out concepts or giving out principles and teaching them and not breaking them down to the student because let me tell you something. All you're gonna do is have a recipe for disaster. That's all that's gonna happen. That's all that's gonna take place. So I'm not gonna make this video long, but I decided to feel compelled to share my end of the angle when it comes down to teaching, especially when it comes down to women. When it comes down to women, you have to be very case sensitive. In other words, you have to be very compassionate and understanding with them because women don't grasp the concept as fast as men. I mean, some do, some don't. It all depends. So overall, the key thing in this, when it comes to educator and student, is the educator needs to know where the student is at, and the student needs to find his niche as far as his approach on what best suits him on the way that he can understand and grasp the concepts. All right. So I trust and will that this video was very helpful, very understanding, and very insightful for some of you brothers and sisters that's on this journey of knowledge itself. So if you don't have, well, if you don't understand what I'm saying, please feel free to comment below on this video, and I'll be glad to answer your questions to the best of my ability. All right, y'all take it easy. Y'all have a nice day, and I'm gonna go back in this casino and just enjoy my day. I might not even be playing. I'm just, you know, accompanying somebody else. So you have a blessed day. Peace.